So this fish tank developed a leak, and I had fishes and plants in here. But because of the leak, I need to fix it or get rid of it. And as you can see here, it started leaking here, and you can see the residue traveling down here. And okay, so I've got my aquarium down, and well, this is the leak right here. This is where it was leaking from. And so basically I've taken out the old silicone that I used to silicone and try to stop the leakage. So I've scraped it off with a razor. And this is the type of razor that I use. And you can see there, I've already started scraping down that. Basically, I want to make a complete seal, like on the side here, down there to here, and then on all corners and all edges. That silicone right there originally came with the aquarium when it was built brand new. So what I'm going to do is, because the leak started right here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to seal it. I'm going to seal all the edges here. Okay. Okay, so this is how I do this. Just basically take this knife or scraper, whatever you call it, and just go down the edge here, pry off. So you can see the knife cutting into the silicone. See? Like that. And then drive this knife like that into it, like this, to lift it up. It's pretty cool. This is a $2 knife from Home Depot. Basically, it's pretty fun. I also got this knife from, oh, it's not a knife, but it's like sort of like a pick for caulking, and it's supposed to be designed to lift this up, break this up like that. Okay, so as you can see here, that bark part is broken. So after this, what I'm going to do, after I've cleaned all the silicones here off, okay, I'm going to use sandpaper to sand the area here to roughen this edge here, all the edges here, you know, on all four edges. And the reason why I want to roughen it up is so that when I put the silicone on, the silicone has a place to tack or to stick. People might have other ideas, but to me, that's the method I'm going to use. I'm going to roughen the edges here with the sandpaper and then silicone it. Okay, so this is what I'm doing. Basically, I'm using sandpaper. Okay, this grit, I don't know what grit it is, but it's pretty rough. It's not that rough, it's not 80 grit. I think it's about 100 grit. I don't know, 100 to 120 grit. And so what I'm doing is I'm scoring the glass here to make little grooves to run horizontally around here, so that when I put the when I lay the silicone, hopefully the silicone has something to grab onto. The reason I'm doing that is because there's a lot of silicone residue from the old silicone here. So I'm hoping to do this to score it so that there's at least some rough surface for the silicone to grab on. The new one to grab onto. And also to clean out any old silicone that might cause leak. So that's what I'm doing. I'm going to be doing this to all the sides or the corners. And after I do this, I'm going to clean this with 91 proof alcohol, rubbing alcohol. And hopefully this will make a tight seal. And I know that some people might disagree with my method, but oh well, this is my aquarium. To each their own, there's a saying. And I'm doing this, but I'm having fun at it. Okay, so I used the 91% rubbing alcohol here to clean the corners here, traveling down. I'm just waiting for everything to dry, and then tomorrow I will silicone all the sides on. So this is coming out pretty well, and I am hoping that it'll be waterproof. Okay, so I am ready to silicone my aquarium. I've taken out all the old silicone on the bottom there. I've also removed the old silicones that I used to patch the leak, which didn't work. I've cleaned and scraped the edges here to the best that I can, both on the bottoms, everywhere the edges meet. Hopefully the reason for that is so that the roughened edge will somehow hold the silicone in place better than a smooth surface. Sort of like patching a tire, you have to roughen up the edge of that hole before you put glue on it. That's how I figure. And what I'm going to use is I'm going to use the silicone, which is designed specifically for aquariums, and it's called the, let me see if I can focus, Aquarium. I think that's how it's pronounced. Okay, so how I'm going to do this, basically I am going to crawl in here. I'm going to start at the bottom here and just dip this part right here. I'm going to start with that little dab right there, and then I'm going to move this up like so. It's like building a bead. dab a little bit over here of the silicone there. I'm going to run this across here like so. Like that. All right. Okay. Okay, that works for me. It's not the best, but it's a start. So now I'm going to do this side. Okay. With the finger, I noticed that I could control the pressure. There you go. I am going to silicone the bottom. Use a finger, just run the finger across, like that. The finger is better. Alright, so then make this one go down. Okay, so finger goes up because it's gonna drip down anyway. So I've done that. I've done the part, the upper part here. I just need to go up and down there. But it really stinks in there. I think the fume is toxic. You could pass out too. Get something to get some air in there. Okay, that's good. It's good for me. Okay. So we'll let it dry. In about 7 days, I think that's what the direction says. With excess on the glass can be carefully trimmed after 24 hours. But be sure not to cut the seal when finished. Recap the cartridge. Okay. So we'll just let it dry for 24 hours. It'll cure, that's what they say. And as you can see, I have siliconed my tank. So the moment of truth is here to test to see if there's any leak. See, I've siliconed the edge here. Okay, so the tank is half full, and so far it doesn't look like there's any leak yet. I'm gonna leave this water in the tank standing for about a week just to make sure that the silicone is holding well, because I would hate to have this thing leak inside my house again, especially with over 100 gallons of water in this tank. It'll be a flood of epic proportion inside my living room, and I will have a very disgruntled wife if this thing were to belly up and just let go of its content in there. Okay, so we're at the mark where the water starts to spout. This is where, in the past, that if I put water to about from this much, that it'll start leaking. So as you can see, I'm praying and hoping that the silicone will hold. There's no sign of leakage. Okay, so the water is full. And oh, I gotta turn it off. So it's full. There's no sign of leakage. I'm going to leave this for about a week. Oh well, a couple days. If it's gonna leak, it's gonna leak anyway. So I'll see you later. Okay, so now it's been 5 days since I've filled this up with water, and I'm not noticing any leaks. It used to be that this here was filled with water because of the leaks here. You can see that, but now it's all dry. There's no water in here, so that's good, and there's no condensation or water dripping out of the corner here, and the water level is still the same, as you can see there. And the water, everything's still good here too. So there's no, I'm not feeling any wet spot, and there's no indication of leaks on the ground. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to empty out the tank, and once it's emptied, I will be putting this back into its places in the house. So I'm excited. I'm stoked.